Yeah. Way up.
Hey, what's good? By the way, shout out to Plies for doing this amazing intro for Way Up with Angela Yee. You know he's got his line of hats. I feel like he's sending us a package of hats. Only because he was asking me for the address. And so that made me feel like I gotta order some. Hold on, let me look at the website, kingcircle.com. You know he always wears those hats with like the little cute sayings on them and stuff like that. So now he's got his own line of hats. So I'm hoping that's what he's sending me. But in the meantime, I'm gonna buy some and maybe I'll give some away. All right, so you guys, it is Wednesday, hump day. I just got back from Detroit, like literally fresh off the plane, and came straight here to y'all so we can have an amazing show for you guys today. Haven't slept much because I had to catch a flight, like I said, early in the morning. This feels like the days when I was on the Breakfast Club and I used to have to wake up at 4 a.m. just to get to work. But here I am. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And as usual, we want to start the show off with some positivity. You know, it is a Wealth Wednesday. We have Kim Pentico on the show. She's going to be talking about domestic violence and financial abuse within the context of domestic violence. And so she has amazing resources that we can discuss, but also how you can even identify financial abuse within a domestic violence case. They said that 99% of cases of domestic violence also have financial abuse attached to it. And sometimes people don't even know how to identify that. And so these are important conversations for us to have. In the meantime, you guys, let's start it off with some positivity. 800-292-5150 is a number. Call us up and let us know who you would like to shine a light on. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Shine. I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and it is time to shine a light on them. And you know, I just got back from Detroit this morning, so I want to shine a light on somebody who is a veteran and just an amazing person. Shout out to my girl, Tammy Square Hansbrough Brown. She is an amazing person. She always calls to check up on me. She also always wants to let me know when there's some things that I need to get done. Like, she'll be like, Angela, you know they got these COVID tests that you can order at home for free right now, so you better make sure you get your COVID test. You know, when we were flooding in New York last week, she definitely hit me up like, are you okay? Is everything okay? How's your family? How's the flooding? Also a great person to follow on Facebook because she is always posting updated things about what's going on. I told Tammy, I'm like, girl, you could run my Facebook page for me. But she's just really like the sweetest, nicest person. Never has anything negative to say about anybody. Really, really sweet. Takes care of her whole family. And so, Tammy, you deserve everything. Her birthday's also on Valentine's Day. So that's how sweet she is. And I want to hear who you guys want to shine a light on. Just somebody in your life that's positive, that's done something special for you. It doesn't have to be a celebrity or a relative. It could even be somebody you've never met before. It could be based off as a story that you maybe saw on the news or something you read in the paper. Call us up and let us know who you want to shine a light on. 800-292-5150 is a number. What's up, Mello?
What's up, Yeezy? How you feeling today?
I'm good. How are you?
Life is amazing. It is what it should be.
Okay.
I need to shine a light on this show by the name of Talk of the Town Show. Their writer, Enrique Ortiz, just wrote a review on my first project that I dropped back in February. And all artists, I feel like they should tap in with him and get that credibility because that is actually a dope, aspect to what we do as artists. And then I got to shine a light on Trav and my guy, 2 Major, because without them two, I don't start my music process, and I'm not as good as where I'm at, and I don't ascend to this level without them. So let's shine a light on them. And, of course, we're going to shine a light on you and everybody with Way Up because y'all are the engine that keeps this going, and y'all are amazing.
Oh, well, thank you. You know, Mello, we always love to show so much support to you because you've been doing this thing. You outside, baby.
For real, I'm trying, you feel me, and I'm succeeding, you know what I mean? That happens with everybody, you know what I mean? I'm appreciative of everybody who's been with me on this journey and gives me, advice and helping me out and supporting. It's dope, and I appreciate y'all.
Where can people find that album from February, by the way?
That's on Apple Music, it's on Tidal, it's on Spotify, it's on YouTube, it's on your grandmother's phone.
What's
it's
it called?
Everywhere.
What's it called, Mello?
It's called Cheat Codes. It's by Mello Moolah, so it's M-E-L-O. And then Moolah with 3 A's, M-U-L-A-A-A. Go on Apple Music, go on Spotify, and enjoy the vibes. R&B ain't dead yet.
Enjoy the vibes. Thank you, Mello.
Thank you, Yeezy. I appreciate you.
All right, well, that was Shine a Light on Him. And if you couldn't get through, that number is 800-292-5150. It's all day long. Anytime you want to shine a light, we are here for it. Okay, baby. But when we come back, we got your Yee Tea. And you know, there's always something crazy going on. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Way up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee Tea. Way up.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I actually just got stuck outside. I had to run and do something right before Yee Tea, but Mano is here with me.
What's up, baby? You okay?
Yes, I'm going to be right back up. I did not anticipate this was going to take so long. I had an emergency, but let's do some Yee Tea. Let's talk about the BET Hip Hop Awards. You saw they were filming yesterday in Atlanta,
right?
Even though they don't air until October 10th. They don't do those live.
Right now, it's not live. They don't do the BET Hip Hop Awards live. They tape it like a week earlier.
All right, well, just as a refresh, Cardi B and 21 Savage have the most nominations, 12 each. And then Drake has 9, and it's all going to air on Tuesday, October 10th. I also saw one winner, Black Sheriff from Ghana. I know you like him a lot.
Yeah,
too,
I just met him, too.
Before.
I just met him.
Okay, well, he did win. He won for Best International Flow, so shout out to him for that. I know Ghana's very excited. I saw it all over the social media.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, I like that guy.
Where'd you meet him?
I met him during Fashion Week at the Soho Grand. It was an event there, and he came up there, and I told him that I had missed him up on the show, but we definitely got a chance to talk. Yep.
All right, and also shout out to Swizz Beatz and Timbaland. They're getting the Cultural Influence Award, and LL Cool J is going to be giving them that award for pushing hip-hop forward with their unlimited creativity. I saw there was a lot of hip-hop in Timbaland, too.
Yeah, that's well-deserved.
All right, now let's get into Travis Kelce. So he was talking on his New Heights podcast with his brother, Jason Kelce. They have their podcast, and even he thinks the NFL is overdoing it with their coverage of Taylor Swift. Here's what they had to say.
Is the NFL overdoing it? What is your honest opinion?
I think everybody's just like overwhelmed
your feelings
with
for Taylor. What is your honest opinion on how the NFL is treating celebrities at games?
I think it's fun when they show who all is at the game. I think it brings a little bit more to the atmosphere, brings a little bit more to what you're watching. But at the same time, I think
they're overdoing it.
They're overdoing it a little bit, for sure, especially my situation.
Mano, you need a Taylor Swift situation.
Yeah, I really do. I wouldn't mind having that. Going viral every day.
You would definitely be encouraging that. Who could we link you up with that would give that Taylor Swift effect?
Yeah, you know what? Just come upstairs. We'll figure it out off air. We'll put it together.
All right, I know. I locked myself in this room. I'll be right back up. I'm sorry about that. And one last thing, Michael Jordan, he is the first athlete to rank among America's 400 wealthiest people, according to Forbes. So shout out to him. That's a new milestone. He's at number 379 after selling his majority stake in the Charlotte Hornets earlier this year. They estimate his net worth is $3 billion. I know. So shout out to him. I mean, what more can be said? Larsa Pippen's going to be marrying into a great family.
Man.
All right. Well, that is your Yee Tea. And when we come back, we have About Last Night. You know, I was in Detroit, and I want to talk about this. Everywhere I go, man, people ask for you. But I was in Detroit, and I went to the early screening for the BMF, the First Lady of BMF, the movie about Tanisha. She, Lala plays her character on the series. Right. And so she wanted to tell her story. So that's pretty interesting. I'm going to fill you in on what happened last night, and you'll tell us what you did. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. About Last Night is next.
Going way up, turn up with Angela Yee.
Last night.
So, about last night.
Last night.
Here's how it went down.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Mano, I'm in the lobby now, but I didn't want to miss this break, so I'm on my way back up.
Okay.
I promise you, new Mano. But it's about last night. What did you do last night?
You know where I went? I started to send you a picture. I went to Tatiana's last night.
You went to Tatiana's without me? Okay.
Yeah, I did. I met Chef Kwame. You know my girl Kelly over there. So yeah, I was there last night in full effect.
Oh my gosh, and Chef Kwame was there. Tatiana's is one of the best restaurants in the nation, by the way, and
Yeah.
that's a fact. It's not even just an opinion.
Yo, I'm mad that I missed it all summer. Like the vibe, like it's over where it's at and everything, the little outside area. I'm mad at it. That could have been like my little hangout all summer.
All right, well, it's still warm out in a lot of places. And how did you like your food? What did you get?
It was good. It was really good.
All right, well, good. And my coffee and tea is on the menu. So,
Yes, we do. We do know that. We do know that.
You didn't take a picture and post it or nothing? All right,
No,
cool.
I'm waiting for them to send me the picture.
All right, and last night, speaking of warm weather, it's still warm in Detroit. It was like 85 degrees yesterday, and I was out there. I was dealing with some stuff with my building, and I'll get into some of that later. It's going well, the things that we can control, but there's a couple of things we can't control, but that's a whole nother discussion. If anybody has a good security company, let us know. But I also went to see the screening for the First Lady of BMF, the Tanisa Welch story. I know you know her. She's the one Lala plays her character on the BMF series.
Right.
Yeah, she has her movie. It's a biopic. It's going to be airing on BET Plus. It comes out, I think, tomorrow, actually. I think they said it comes out on the 5th.
So is it a movie or a documentary?
It's a movie, and it's actually pretty good. Vivica Fox was there because she executive produced it. But it was well done. I mean, it was an interesting story. It kind of tells her side of how she met Terry and started dating him, and about her guy who she was with originally, how he got locked up and he was like Terry's mentor, that type of story. I don't want to give away too much. You got to see the whole thing. She's definitely going to come up on the show, though, because then she had a after party, and so I was hanging out with her there. Hill Harper came out, too. He was on the show yesterday, and he's running for a U.S. Senate in Michigan.
Sound like a lit night.
Yeah, but it was definitely a lit night. But so I definitely will tell you guys more about that, and she's gonna come up and talk about her own story. And there's certain scenes in that movie I was thinking about girlfriend adventures. You know how like one of your friends will make you go on an adventure because it's something they're dealing with a guy, and next thing you know, you part of the whole situation, trying to run up on somebody, and
so it's
when
like
you're young.
Your girl drag you out on an adventure to go see some dude.
Yep.
Yeah, yep. I've always been on the other end of that.
I know you have. Yeah, I'm sure you're like, tell her to join in.
Tell her to join in. Big love.
Yeah. There's one part that I was telling Tanisa afterward. I was like, where one of her friends was like, don't leave him. Like, when she was cheating on her man, she was like, nah, you got to do this for us. He's buying us stuff. And friends really be like that. Like, no, don't leave him.
Wow. Okay.
I'm sure you've been on the other end of that, too. But yeah, so that was my night last night. I'm so glad you finally made it out to Tatiana's.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you'll be taking many dates there. Shout out to Kelly. Shout out to Chef Kwame there as well.
I'm going to be going over there by myself.
All right, we're going to see. All right, well, that was about last night. Now, you know what's coming up. Me in the elevator, but also tell us a secret.
Please
now,
do.
Mano, you know,
tell us it's that
this is your favorite segment.
That's right.
And y'all, as much as you guys like to act like, oh, I can't believe this, y'all really be listening and tell us a secret, and y'all all got secrets. And that's why everybody has to stop with the judgment. Because everybody has these secrets. We all have things that we've done that no one knows about. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. I'm never telling anyone. I'm taking this to the grave. Those are the kind of secrets we want to hear.
Right. Stop with the judgment, y'all. No judging.
Mano. 800-292-5150 is the number. Call us up and tell us a secret. And maybe I'm cool with it if you want Mano to judge you. Maybe we'll make that an option.
No judgment.
There's a legend status, and then there's your sucker status. All right? And then there's an in-between. Call us up, 800-292-5150. Call us up and tell us a secret. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
This is a judgment-free zone. Tell us a secret.
All right, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano is here.
Mano.
I made it back in from the bank. You know, I had to run outside. I had an emergency.
Hey, listen. You got to do what you got to do, right?
I know, but let me tell you something. New York is a crazy place. You could be 10 blocks away and get stuck in traffic for an hour. You know, I was on the same block. I was like, I got to run from where I'm at to
I ran 3 blocks one day.
I remember that.
Just to try to get here on time.
We were calling you. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you know, for me, man, life be life, and sometimes I get caught up in the moment, and I get caught up in a lot of motion. You heard?
Okay. What type of motion? And, also, before we do Tell Us a Secret, we'll get into this later, but I do want to send out prayers to Morgan State University. Anybody there who is going through it after everything that happened, we're going to tell you the details we know. We should call Jasmine because Jasmine Brand went to Morgan State University.
Okay, definitely.
And get her on. But in the meantime, it's time to tell us a secret. 800-292-5150 is a number. Mano, relax.
I'm cooling, baby.
Calm down.
I'm ice water. Everything good.
Get your
but just
judgment freeness ready.
no judgment. Just call up and get unjudged.
All right, anonymous caller, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. It's me and Mano. We're ready to hear your secret.
So I'm going to stay anonymous because I don't want a target on my back. But late at night, I try on all of the lingerie and restock it back on the shelves.
It's at the store that you work at?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
That's a little freaky, though.
I know. Okay, and so people
Panties and all.
But that's why they tell you to wash stuff before you wear it. I'm not gonna lie. Ever since I was young, my mom is like, you can't just wear underwear from the store. You gotta wash everything.
Wow. So you put everything on, huh? Do you put music on?
Yep. You're welcome.
Do you take sexy pictures?
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
All right, gotta go.
All right, bye.
Go.
Oh my god.
Oh, she got out of there.
But that more than confirms to me. You gotta wash underwear when you, before you wear it. Everything.
Wow.
Now I kind of want to wash regular clothes too. Hey, anonymous caller, how are you?
All right, how you doing?
Good. It's me and Mano, and we're ready to hear your secret.
Yeah, so I ain't think that my shorty listened to radio, so I wouldn't even worry. But she best friends with my ex.
Wait, your girl is best friends with your ex?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
They were friends before I met her, but I didn't know that I broke up with my ex for them to be friends.
Wow.
That's not your fault, though.
But they still don't know each other like that, about me personally.
But wait, they can't be best friends if they don't know. They can't be that cool. Because then she would know that's your ex.
I figured the same thing, but they really are. Like, they see each other 6-7 times a week.
Yo, you should put them together. That'll really be.
It will not.
Yeah, you're really talking.
But wait, how long have you been with this new girl?
For about a year and a half.
They can't be that tight if they don't know about you. That's impossible.
I don't think she really wanted to let her friend know what she's done with her main thing.
So the other girl was your girlfriend, or was it like a little slide jump off?
Oh no, me and her were together for a couple months, so it almost got official, but then it just didn't work out.
Okay, this might be something you want to bring up because it's not like you did anything wrong.
Right, you ain't doing nothing wrong, and you could potentially have like a whole little, big love situation.
But they be seeing me, we be with each other, at least 2-3 times a week.
So y'all might as well put it together.
I don't know if it's the ex that's messing up by not telling her, or is it me?
They might know, and they just might not be. She might not be saying anything.
They ain't saying nothing to you. They just waiting for you to make the move.
Nah, I ain't making no moves with that one no more. That page has been flipped over.
Yeah, he don't like her. At some point, it's gonna come out though, right? You're gonna have to be around both of them.
I already have.
Oh, and nobody said anything?
Well, so
they don't say nothing.
Okay. Well, maybe the other girl just doesn't want her to know either.
Right, man. I would put it together.
I was thinking she was plotting to try to get me back, but I doubt it.
All right, well, we'll keep it a secret as long as we can.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all show.
Thank you. All right, well, that was Tell Us a Secret. And in case you couldn't get through, 800-292-5150 is a number. We still will always take your calls and your secrets, won't we now? Maynard wasn't very judgmental today, so we love that for you.
No, I mean, sometimes you just got to let people,
People.
Express themselves.
Be peopling. Yeah. All right, well, when we come back, we have Yeetie, and let's talk about Sexy Red. She was on this past weekend with Theo Von, and a lot of what she said went viral. We'll talk about some of those moments. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Oh, she about to blow the lid up off this pot. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that Yee tea. Come and get the tea.
All right, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano is here. No, Mano!
Yeah, I'm here, baby.
And it's time for some Yee tea in the flesh.
Let's go.
All right, Jim Jones, your guy. He has announced the opening of his mother's restaurant.
That's right.
Mama J's Cafe. So
Shout
if you want to get
Jones.
A soul food Sunday plate.
It's family right there.
It's in Newark.
Yeah, I was supposed to go the other day. I needed my food.
Mm-hmm. We love soul food.
Hungry.
I feel like I don't eat that enough because I eat Caribbean food all the time. And I feel like there's a lot more Caribbean spots.
It is. It's not a lot
soul
of
food
soul food
out
New York.
here. But when you go to like Atlanta,
All soul food.
Yeah, it's a lot
Anywhere in
more-
the South, Memphis, anywhere.
but
Florida.
I don't know why we don't have enough. So that's a
St.
good one.
Louis.
So I'm glad. There are some great ones here too, but it's just
Right.
not as, I guess, as many.
Right.
So Mama J's Cafe is now open. So shout out to her.
Shout out to Mama
We got to
Jones.
pull up for a Soul Food Sunday one day. But people are already raving about the food, and some people are also saying they definitely plan to pay a visit there in the future. And speaking of New Jersey, New Jersey's own Lauryn Hill, the 25th anniversary tour for the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill hasn't even started in North America yet, but because of the demand, she's already added some dates. And I'm not going to lie, I know a lot of people in different cities that tell me they're hitting up that tour.
Absolutely.
All right, so it kicks off actually October 17th in Newark
So she performing all those classic hits.
with the Fugees, by the way. So it's Miss Lauryn Hill with Fugees.
That's
when you
dope.
see that on the bill. So shout out to her for that. She did say the tour is very important. And she said, I've almost felt compelled to carry a torch or to keep a light shining regarding the continual performance of the Miseducation album. I believe there's been a reason for that, and the Fugees coming back together for performances too feels like unfinished business we are destined to handle. The connections are real and uncanny, and the magic and synergy between us has not been deterred by time. I would definitely. I saw them perform. This is such a throwback, but it was a great performance. They were on tour with Outkast, and I remember going to that show.
How long ago was this?
Oh my gosh, this was clearly.
So was this back then?
Yeah,
Okay.
back then is absolutely right. All right, so shout out to Miss Lauryn Hill. And we were talking previously about that Criminal Justice Reform Alliance event that Jay-Z, Meek Mill, Kevin Hart, Lala Anthony, Quavo, Travis Scott, Fat Joe, all of them attended in Atlantic City for Reform Alliance. Well, it looks like they raised over $24 million.
Yeah.
So shout out to them for that, raising that
big.
money. And what reform is about is really about passing legislation, you know, so that's the work that has to get done.
To get our brothers and sisters home.
All right, Love is Blind. There's been some changes. I don't know, you still don't watch Love is Blind, right?
No, that's the show where they
They're
go
in the
into a
pods.
room and they speaking, but they can't see them.
Exactly.
No, I'm good
All
on
right.
blind
Well,
dates.
they were having some issues before, so now they've had to change some things, and they want to make sure they feed people because people were saying they didn't get to eat like before, and so now they want to make sure that they're showing shots of like food and of them eating, and people were like, yeah, there was, there
In
wasn't
the
a lot.
pods starving?
And you know what's cute though? In the pods, they be setting up like little dates for them and stuff like that. So now they want to make sure that they're showing off like different food for the new season and show people actually eating. All right, Sexy Red was on Theo Von's show, the comedian Theo Von, on his podcast, and I saw a lot of moments did end up going viral from that. One of them was Sexy Red, and the podcast is called This Past Weekend. She's talking about how she likes Donald Trump and what he's done for black people.
Hey, do you think more people are going to support Trump now in the hood
like
or
Trump.
no?
Yeah, they support him in the hood. At first, I don't think people was with him like they thought he was racist. But once he started getting black people out of jail and giving people their free money, oh, baby, we love Trump. We need him back in office.
I saw Van Jones posted that part too.
Van Jones,
Yeah, and he said, what did this clip tell you? So she also talked about the watch that she got from Drake. If you recall, she posted the watch
It
that
was
Drake
Cartier.
gifted her. Here's what she had to say.
What made him give it to me? I'm just a cool person and he with me. I don't know. He was excited to give me the watch too.
He's a nice guy, huh?
Yeah, I feel like he was just like, he with my vibe and stuff. I don't be on the same like groupie other people probably be on. Like, I'm just like chill, like.
Yeah, she's...
I'm not gonna lie.
What?
I like Sexy Red.
I'm not mad at that.
I like who she is. She's unapologetic. I respect her. She talks her ish, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, listen, when I had Country Wayne up here, he was talking about how much he absolutely loves Sexy Red and her music and everything that she does.
I respect it.
And clearly, other people respect it too and are connecting with her. So, I ain't gonna lie. But if you know that song, you know that song.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't say it. It's so dirty. You can't say
it.
it.
Eggplants?
Yeah, peaches and eggplants.
Oh, there you go.
All right. Well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we have Under the Radar. These are the stories that are not necessarily in the headlines. They are flying under the radar. And today we definitely are going to talk about Morgan State, though. That's not an under the radar story, something that we have to discuss because this just happened. And we are definitely sending out prayers for everybody who's been affected. All right. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
I got news. This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and New Mano is here.
New Mano.
And it's time for Under the Radar. Now, this is definitely not an under the radar story. This has been trending, but very important. And we actually got Jasmine Brand on the line for this on her day off. Hey, Jasmine.
Yes, I'm off. But hey, Angela. Hey, Mano.
Doing God knows what, but okay.
Stop it. And we want to talk about Morgan State University. 5 young people, including 4 Morgan State University students, were shot. And this happened last night on the campus in Northeast Baltimore. And it was homecoming festivities, too, by the way. And Baltimore Police federal agents did respond to the campus around 9:30 p.m. after university police officers heard those gunshots. 4 men and 1 woman, they range in age from 18 to 22 years old. Were shot, but fortunately nobody was killed and nobody's in critical condition. But that is traumatic.
Yeah,
it's super sad. You all know that I went to Morgan State University, so I got this alert when I was out with you, Angela, in Detroit, and a lot of my girlfriends that went to school with me and a lot of girlfriends that are in my sorority were telling me about it, and we were really alarmed because we didn't know how big or how devastating the shooting was going to be. So I'm thankful that, no one was critically injured, but they're still trying to figure out what this all was about.
Yeah, it was during the coronation of Mr. and Miss Morgan State, the school's homecoming court ritual. They said it was a beautiful event. Parents traveled from across the country to attend the ceremony, and that happened. So a lot of students were sheltering in place for hours. They were wearing their gowns and suits and things like
crazy.
that still. Yeah.
That's really crazy.
That's scary. And I'm actually, this weekend I'm going to the homecoming game, but one of my girlfriends hit me like, are we going to go to all the homecoming stuff because of the shooting?
Crazy.
I think it's going to be pretty safe now, but Baltimore, it's the school is in Baltimore. It is a city. So I just, my prayers go out to everyone that's been affected. It's super scary.
Yeah.
We was just talking about Morgan State the other day, remember?
What was going on Morgan
Me and
State?
you, because the homie Zeke, remember he told you to tell me what's up?
Yes. He's a Morgan State alum.
Yeah, I've been over there maybe like 3-4 times.
Yeah, well, they did cancel.
It's a beautiful school.
They did cancel classes today, and they also are rethinking remaining homecoming events. So they expect to have an answer on that, a decision this afternoon.
Okay.
All right, so we'll definitely keep you guys updated as well and see what happened as soon as we know. But we are definitely happy that nobody was critically injured or killed. So that's a blessing,
Absolutely.
But still traumatizing. All right, thank you, Jasmine, for checking in.
Okay.
All right, bye, guys.
Get back to God knows what.
All right.
Okay, cut it out.
Anybody with information, they're asking that you please contact Northeast District Shooting Detectives at 410-396-2444. All right. And in another story right now for Under the Radar, the death penalty for child rape has gone into effect in Florida. So now there's a number of new laws that are in effect as of Sunday. And child rapists can now face execution for their crimes. That is for child victims specifically under the age of 12. All right. So, higher courts have already said imposing death sentences is a violation of the 8th Amendment in these types of cases. But Florida courts now have a green light to send child rapists to death row. That is definitely one of the worst, most horrific crimes that you can even imagine. It's something that
they should.
Just the thought of it, you would want. But I've always had a problem with the death penalty.
No, I don't. They should have an electric chair right after the sentencing, same day.
I'm like, life in jail. Live to think about what you did and suffer, and
that child suffers their whole entire life.
Yeah, you're right.
It's putting that traumatic experience is scarred. Like, nah. Mm-mm.
I mean, definitely one of the worst, most horrific, most unimaginable, innocent.
Unimaginable.
Child having to deal with that and being affected for the rest of their lives.
And you know how many people are like still messed up behind stuff like that, still dealing with issues that haven't really been really dealt with because of those things. No, electric chair right after that.
About 90% of child sex abuse victims know their abuser, and about 30% of children are abused by family members. So, but they said the problem is, and people who don't believe in this, you have a dynamic where a child is going to bear the weight of a possible death sentence to a neighbor, an uncle, grandfather, something that someone they know that everybody in their family is not going to feel the exact same way about. But so that is also something to think about.
Yeah, I hear that.
This new law would require an 8-4 jury recommendation for a death sentence. Okay, so those are your under the radar stories. And when we come back, we got that way up mix at the top of the hour. And also, Kim Pentico is going to be joining us. She is the Senior Director of Economic Justice for the National Network to End Domestic Violence. Financial abuse and domestic violence are very interrelated, and we're going to talk about that. If you don't know what financial abuse is, especially in the space of domestic violence, she's going to be here to give us information. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
They say it's truth in the rumors. From industry shade to all the gossip. Talk to me. Angela's spilling that Yee tea. Talk to him.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano is here.
You know what it is.
And let's get into some Yee tea. So, Diageo, and that's the company that actually
owns the
Diddy
brand.
had the partnership with for Ciroc and DeLeon, and Diddy suing them for allegedly neglecting DeLeon because of his race. Well, now Diageo is countersuing. And in their countersuit, it says in May 2021, following Diageo's public commitment of $100 million to help with COVID recovery for the hospitality sector and underprivileged communities, Mr. Combs demanded that Diageo pay him $100 million and threatened then to reach out to every news outlet to burn the house down and cause maximum damage to Diageo and the DeLeon brand by making public accusations of racism if Diageo refused to write the check. At bottom, Combs Wine's baseless allegations are nothing more than a poorly veiled attempt to weaponize public accusations of racism in order to line Mr. Combs' pockets even further. So that's part of the lawsuit. There's a lot more to it if you guys want to see what their countersuit is to Diddy's claim. So I guess we're going to see how all this is going to play out. Diddy's lawyers deny all allegations, and they say the company failed to support his DeLeon tequila brand in comparison to other brands like Casamigos. All right. Kim Zolciak and Croy. You know Kim from Real Housewives of Atlanta.
No.
Don't be tardy for the party.
I don't
She used to be
watch
on there, the white woman. Candy was writing music for her. She's been married to Croy, the football player. Then they had their own spin-off show. Well, now their 911 call has been released, and there's also police body cam footage that shows the two of them going at it in the house. She says that he allegedly locked her out of the main bedroom, and that's when she called the cops. He was trying to get in to retrieve her personal belongings and her medication. Throughout the police visit, she bashes him to the officer, saying that he's jobless and that she's the reason that they even still have the house. Here is some of that 911 call.
He's been threatening me. He will not open the door. This is insane to me.
Okay, Kim, I am getting some help started. Just stay on the line with me, okay?
Thank you very much. I appreciate it very much. I'm so tired of being treated this way. This person's disgusting. I'm not partaking in your behavior. I'm tired of you threatening me. Open the door. This is my house, too. You don't own this house, Corey. I've been more than accommodating. I will...
Kim, does anyone have access to weapons?
I don't know. Corey has guns. I don't know what he does with them. I don't know if they're locked up in a safe, probably.
Oof. I would never want to have to be in a situation where I'm calling 911 because I'm locked out of the bedroom and we really hate each other that much. But they did eventually convince him to hand over her comforter, her phone charger, her medication, and a $1,000 beauty cream.
So they didn't let her in. She just got her comforter.
She got her things out the room. Sometimes though, when tempers are that bad and you're that mad, you don't want to end up getting into a physical altercation.
Usually
I don't know
the man has to go though.
Yeah, he was barricaded in the room. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not mad at any man that's like, I don't want her to put her hands on me because I don't want to, put my hands on anybody. Let me just stay in here barricaded until the police come and let them handle it. I'm never mad at somebody who
I like that
will stand
approach.
down. Yeah.
Lock myself in the bathroom.
I would hate for you to do that.
No, I don't. I'm gonna have to lock myself.
I would hate to hear Mano's locked in the bathroom.
I don't want.
But I would respect
physical.
it.
Yeah.
All right, Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour. Guess how much it made?
How much?
$579 million worldwide. That is 2.7 million fans attending across 56 dates in 39 cities. Imagine that. $579 million from just one tour alone.
Wow, that is crazy.
All right. In London, she played 5 nights. That's the most an artist has had at the stadium since it opened in 2019. 238,000 fans. So shout out to Beyonce. And you know she about to make even more money with the movie Renaissance, a film by Beyonce that's going to be in theaters on December 1st. And ticket pre-sales were available at all AMC and Regal and Cinemark chains as well. So
that's the movie version of the tour.
Yes. I wonder how much she paid Blue Ivy, because Blue Ivy was out there doing her thing too. Like, and you gotta, pay her.
She's good.
Yeah, she's good. It's so cute. All right. And Cardi B is threatening to expose some haters with receipts that she says will shake up the internet. Here's what she said on Instagram Live on Monday.
And to my haters and to y'all motherfuckers that want to see mess, leave me the alone, because I come with receipts, years old receipts. I got receipts on all you and you, and I will bring this internet into shambles. So let me keep it cute. Sure. I have matured. Keep me there.
Oof. I want to see these receipts. Am I wrong for that?
Anytime somebody say they got some receipts, you do want to see them.
I want to know it. Yeah, when people say that, you're like, show the receipts.
Yeah, somebody piss her off so we can see the receipts.
But I don't want her to be mad, so peace and love and blessings. Yeah. All right, well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we were just in here talking about the best TV shows and what are we watching on television. Well, Hollywood Reporter critics have picked the 50 best TV shows of the 21st century so far. Let's see if you are watching any of them. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the Mac. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano is here. New Mano!
Back, baby.
And, just off the air earlier, we were talking about some shows that we've been watching on TV and trying to figure out, because sometimes, like, I binge watch things and then I'm sad that it's over or something comes to an end. Like, I was very sad when Insecure ended. I was sad when Sex and the City ended. The Office, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Ozark,
I was sad about coming to an end. Atlanta, I'm sad that you hear my voice? Did it end? It ended, right? Or do they have one more season? I don't remember.
What show?
Atlanta.
I didn't watch that.
It was good.
It ended.
Yeah, it ended. I know a lot of people were also sad. What was the other show on FX? Oh my gosh, that I'm forgetting. Damson Idris is in.
Snowfall. Oh, and that ended sad.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that for a week straight. Like, damn, that was so
Snowfall didn't make the list, did it?
Snowfall didn't make that list?
So we're talking about the 50 best TV shows of the 21st century so far, according to Hollywood Reporter. They had critics pick these. They said several Zoom meetings, lots of emails, Excel spreadsheets. There were 3 Hollywood Reporter TV critics that joined forces to say what they think are the greatest shows since 2000. So far. And let's talk about some of these shows that made the list. All right. Now, some shows didn't make the list. Let's say that first, that I felt like should have been on there. The Office got an honorable mention. We both love Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Curb Your Enthusiasm didn't make it.
That wasn't on there. What else did we say should have made that list? I also like Schitt's Creek. That was a good one. And no, I didn't curse. It's SCHITT. The Simpsons, Family Guy. Although maybe was that before? Yeah,
Ozark wasn't even
Ozark wasn't on there. But let's talk about what was on there and see what you guys think. I'll give you some Beef from Netflix. That series was number 41.
I enjoyed it.
That was actually very good. I enjoyed that too. 40 was Insecure. And you guys already know I'm a huge fan of that show. And like I said, I was sad to see that. And at number 50 was Sex and the City.
Okay.
All right. So that definitely deserved to be on there. Other shows, The Deuce was at number 39 on HBO. Orange is the New Black made it on the list, number 33. Game of Thrones was number 30. I know you thought that would be higher.
Right. I would think that was higher.
Oddly enough, I've never seen Game of Thrones.
Me neither.
Full disclosure, but I know everyone loves it. Also, Parks and Recreation was number 27. Number 24 was I May Destroy You. That was on HBO and on BBC One, but I did actually watch that. I thought it was really good and it was powerful. Number 23 is Survivor. Number 16 was Breaking Bad. Now, our producer Dan definitely thought that should be higher. You thought it was top 5? See, I've watched Breaking Bad.
I didn't watch that.
It's good, but I don't know that I would have put it in a top 5. Not my top 5 though. It's all subjective, right? On the list also, Atlanta made it to number 15. You would like Atlanta.
Why?
It's funny.
I've watched it, but I didn't watch it.
You need to really
right? So I watched
watch
maybe
it.
an episode or two, depending on who I was with. Who was I with? No, I don't know.
My favorite one, stop it. My favorite one was when Donald Glover was playing the old guy. What was his name? Teddy. It was so funny to me. And there were episodes that they weren't even in. There was just a random standalone episode. So I enjoy that. 30 for 30 on ESPN made it to number 13. The Daily Show was number 11. Now let's get into these top 10. Here's a show I've never heard of. BoJack Horseman. That was number 10. It's a cartoon? Okay, that's why
I never heard of that one.
Number 9, Freaks and Geeks.
Whoa, I like that name. I never heard of that.
Already.
Is that a cartoon too? No.
I've never seen it.
What's
but it's on
what
NBC.
station that's on?
That's on NBC. It was from 1999 to 2000. I only had one season.
Sound like Pornhub.
Number 8, Girls. I did watch Girls on HBO. That's actually where I found that song that Jasmine loves. It's called Yankin' by Lady.
Nah, I didn't
and they
catch
actually
that.
would have some good, random songs. I remember they had a Molly Brazy song on there, but... Oh, no, wait, maybe that was on... that was on Girls. Okay. Also, Better Call Saul, number 7. Reservation Dogs on FX and Hulu was number 6. Number 5, The Wire.
The Wire. Okay, that's
I would
the
put that in
only
my top
thing that
5.
they got right.
Number 4, 30 Rock.
I like 30 Rock.
Number 3, Succession. Number 2, The Sopranos.
Okay, Sopranos. Definitely.
And number 1, drum roll please. We don't have one. Mad Men.
What?
Mad Men.
What's that?
That's the that was on AMC, and that actually had 8 seasons, I believe. I've actually never watched it, but I know people have really enjoyed it, so I can't judge whether.
Is that
it
a popular show? I've
Yes.
never heard of it.
It's definitely a popular
It's
show.
not more popular than Game of Thrones.
I also think that culturally, there are certain things that we would like that should have been on this list.
Like Stranger Things.
Oh.
Right?
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, that is the list. So you guys can check out the full
I don't
50
like that list.
best TV shows. That's the thing about lists. You're never going to agree with it all the way. All right. And it is a Wealth Wednesday. So we do have Kim Pentico joining us. It is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And we're going to talk about how financial abuse plays into domestic violence. She is the Senior Director of Economic Justice for the National Network to End Domestic Violence. A really important conversation for Wealth Wednesday. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Now I'm back at it. You vibing Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano is here.
What's happening?
Man, listen, I woke up this morning super early to fly back here from Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
So I was out there over the weekend, and you haven't been there, you said, since
Last year.
you got to get back out there.
Yeah, I like Detroit.
You got to get back.
I like to
Matter of fact, I
like to go to the Coney Island.
I think I'm going for Coats for Kids, to do
Right.
a nice give back with JLB. So maybe around that time, and that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
For you to go out there. But, we have this building in Midtown that we're working on. Jasmine has come in to
Is
invest. And my girl Topeka Sam and Jessica Sanchez, all of us are working on it. It's an all-woman team behind actually acquiring this building, but I've learned a lot. So far, this is my biggest project to date. So I said I'm always going to keep people updated. I'm going to post a little video in a minute just to show the units. There's 30 units. So they've been painted. We picked out the flooring while we were there. And then we also just got approved. It's a historic district, so we have to get the outside approved also from the board. The colors that we choose to use, whatever plans that we have, everything is like an approval process.
Right.
So that just happened, and now we're at the point where we just have to make sure the building is secure. That's all I'm gonna say, because there's nothing in there yet, but I'm just nervous because
when their stuff starts to be put in there.
Yes, this guy, somebody broke in, so we've now had to handle some things.
Okay.
But that's not easy, though, when you have something like that you're working on, and it doesn't matter where you are, right? To make sure, because there's a certain point where there might not be electricity like that, and, the lights aren't up, there's no Wi-Fi, so now we're getting all that done. So there might be issues where it's hard to have those things. set up because you're not at a point. But then people do things like break a window, and that might cost more money, even though there's nothing inside. Now I got to get the window fixed. I got to do this, certain things like that.
Slows up the process and costs more money.
I always tell people when you're doing real estate, it's always going to cost more money than you think. So just make sure you have it in the budget, because we've been having to come out of our pockets for a lot of things. So you can't ever be like, I put all my last to go get this, because you're always going to need more.
That's right.
All right. Well, that's just a little update. And, it is also a Wealth Wednesday. And so shout out to everybody who is thinking about their finances and investing. And today, because it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, we wanted to bring attention to financial abuse. So we have Kim Pentico, the Senior Director of Economic Justice for the National Network to End Domestic Violence, joining us for Wealth Wednesday. It's Way Up.
Had a dream of living wealthy,
and I don't mind sharing my wealth, dog.
Getting you straight financially, mentally, and physically. This is Wealth Wednesday on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and it's a Wealth Wednesday, so I have my Wealth Wednesday partner, Stacey Tisdale, here.
And this week we are bringing attention to something that a lot of you probably know about, but don't even know about, called financial abuse. And we're shining a special spotlight on it because it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And 99% of domestic violence cases start in financial abuse. And most of us don't even know what it is. So we are really excited to have Kim Pentico with us today.
Yes, the Senior Director of Economic Justice for the National Network to End Domestic Violence. Thank you so much for joining us. So can we define what is financial abuse?
Great question. So I think it's important to recognize what I'm here to talk about is financial abuse within the context of domestic violence.
Okay.
So domestic violence, first and foremost, is a pattern of coercive behavior used to intimidate and threaten a current or former partner. And financial abuse is one of those tactics used within the context of domestic violence, right? So you can have sort of bad behavior that is financial abuse, but not within the context of domestic violence.
Okay.
So that pattern of coercive behavior is critical when we talk about domestic violence. So what it looks like in that context is it can be everywhere from stealing money out of my wallet to taking my credit card and charging up a line of credit I don't know about, or taking out a new line of credit that I'm unaware of, or not paying bills and lying about that. So it can run the gamut of what that looks like.
Or maybe even getting me to co-sign something for you and then defaulting on that, and now I'm responsible.
Absolutely. Yeah. Putting all the credit in my name or giving me no credit. It can look like all kinds of ways for different folks. Depends on their individual circumstances.
And you've even told me examples of someone messing up your job.
Right. So if you call the time at my workplace and get me fired, or
I had somebody try to do that to me.
Yeah.
So
and it's
many
effective.
people have experienced financial abuse and they don't know what it is.
Right. So if I don't have access to my own funds, then I'm further trapped in that relationship. The other thing to remember is that, let's say I decide I want to leave my relationship because it's not safe for me. It's no longer serving me and my children. So I want to leave. I need finances to do that.
Yes.
I just don't leave and go find housing. It's very expensive, as you can imagine. And so leaving's not easy. Leaving, particularly for women living in poverty, leaving often looks like doubling up with friends or family.
Right. And then when you have children, knowing that you have to take your children to a shelter if you have no place to go, sometimes you're thinking about them because you don't want to put your children in a situation, but you're not going to leave them behind.
And so leaving doesn't look easy or simple. And so finances play a huge piece in that.
It's a Wealth Wednesday. It's also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And we have Kim Pentico, Senior Director of Economic Justice for the National Network to End Domestic Violence, here in studio with me and Stacey Tisdale.
The number one reason people stay in these financially abusive relationships is because of children. And also talk about the subtle aspects. I know a lot of friends, for example, who have stayed in very emotionally unhealthy relationships and said that they're doing it for the sake of their children. And I was reading a story about a woman who was in that situation, and she just said to heck with it, and she left, and she did what she didn't want to do. She had to move her kids, who had a very nice lifestyle, into an apartment. And her kids were so much happier. So when people get to that point where they say, I'm staying in unhealthy relationships for the children's sake, it's not always that great for the children.
Yes, I think it's important that we contextualize what this looks like for many survivors of domestic violence. Lethality increases by 7 times when a survivor makes an act of independence, like leaving, like getting a job, like telling a friend, or taking a new line of credit out, or whatever that looks like, whatever that act of independence is. That risk of dying at your partner's hands increases by 7 times because at the center of domestic violence is power and control. So when you've done something that sort of challenges that power and control, then you see physical and sexual violence be employed. And so what we may not always recognize as helpers and people that love survivors is that they know their safety best, which is counterintuitive. If you're being hurt, leave. Well, what you don't realize is that when I leave, I can no longer kind of keep tabs on knowing where my safety is at all times. So leaving can be really dangerous for survivors.
Right.
At the same time, we know that when we can do it safely in a planful way, helping folks get a financial stash of money set aside, helping them find safe housing, all of those things, we know their ability to leave is more successful.
Right.
Their ability to do that lasts longer. And in the end, kids tend to be much, much happier.
Yeah, I've seen people have to leave in the middle of the night, but you have to have everything set up, like you said, and have a secure place to go. And sometimes, you know, you really have to find a place where they don't know where you're going until you can get everything secure for yourself. And that's not an easy thing to have to do. I remember having to be in court one day. I had a whole other situation going on, but it was family court. And hearing some of these women's stories who were talking about, you know, the abuse that they had to go through, and seeing women in court with their kids trying to get restraining orders and dealing with trying to leave somebody who was abusive to them, but also have nowhere to go. Because a lot of times, especially for women, when maybe you've had to stop working because you've had children, and then this person is the primary caretaker financially, but you're holding down the household for a period of time, it's not an easy thing to be able to do. And sometimes women can feel like they're being selfish if they're not sacrificing and staying in a situation because they want to make sure. People get scared. Is he going to still financially take care of the kids? Do I have to take the kids out of school? It's a lot of things that go on when it's time to leave.
Well, I think the idea of also being able to really leave and disappear with your kids is not realistic.
It's not.
That is still the
They
father
have
of your
rights
children.
too, yeah.
Absolutely. So at some point, you have to figure out how to manage your safety, your children's safety, and still hopefully co-parenting on some level, which is really challenging when you're working with somebody who's been historically abusive and unsafe to you and your kids. You're still required to figure out how to manage that.
Well, let's talk about some solutions, right? And what you've been doing, because we see what the problems are, but I love the fact that you actually have programs implemented to help people.
Yeah. So we've really been lucky to have partnered with the Allstate Foundation for almost 20 years now. And so we co-authored a financial literacy curriculum that is available online for free for anybody to access. It's a very traditional financial literacy curriculum in that we talk about budgeting and loans and how credit works and all that good stuff. But then we also address how to do safety planning within the context of domestic violence. And that's how you make application.
All right. It is a Wealth Wednesday, and Kim Pentico is here. She is the Senior Director of Economic Justice for the National Network to End Domestic Violence. When we come back, we'll talk more about how financial abuse plays into domestic violence and how a lot of people don't even know it exists. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Had a dream of living wealthy,
And I don't mind sharing my wealth, dog.
getting you straight financially, mentally, and physically. This is Wealth Wednesday on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and it is a Wealth Wednesday. We have Kim Pentico here. She's the Senior Director of Economic Justice for the National Network to End Domestic Violence. We are talking about domestic violence and also financial abuse, how those two are related. And Stacy, my partner in Wealth Wednesday, has her own personal story.
I was in a financially abusive situation as much as I know about it.
Right.
And this person stole from me, tried to extort money, blackmailed, tried to ruin my relationship with my clients, took down my website, whole 9 yards, and just by the nature of their personality, they ended up getting kicked out of the United States for a 3-year period. So I had all the police reports and everything that I needed. But when I went to the police and said, can I also get a restraining order? Because that 3 years is coming up. They said, when he touches you.
Yeah, they wait until
when he
something
contacts
happens.
you. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, the restraining order is to prevent that.
Right. No, there has to have been a history of it to show that that's a possibility or a threat of it, at least.
So a lot of women in these situations don't feel like the courts have, the legal system has their backs.
It's really tough because it's like, do I have to wait until I could get killed before something, can happen? Especially people can leave you messages, they can pop up places and do things like that. And a lot of times it's really hard to legally get a restraining order.
Well, and I think also what's interesting is that that many states do what they call fatality reviews, and they find that most victims of domestic violence who are killed by their former partner, there is some sort of restraining order have recently been fired. That's very common. They made that act of independence to try to protect themselves, which amped it up in their abuser's mind or their harm doer's mind, and then we saw this very tragic form of domestic violence occur.
Now, if somebody's listening right now and they're like, this is making me want to act on the situation that I'm in a situation that is physically abusive, a domestic violence situation, and financially abusive as well, what are some of the steps that you would tell them to take?
First and foremost, if you're really concerned about your safety, please call the domestic violence hotline. And there you can also go online, the DV hotline. They've got great resources. They can get you in touch with a local domestic violence advocate or shelter program in your area.
And if you feel unsafe, you call 1-800-799-SAFE.
It's a Wealth Wednesday. It's also Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we have Kim Pentico, Senior Director of Economic Justice for the National Network to End Domestic Violence, here in studio with me and Stacey Tisdale.
A lot of people out here are like, maybe my relationship, the financial part isn't healthy. For a lot of women, a lot of victims, this lands in credit.
Yes. So we've had lots of survivors come through, and they've gone through the shelter program or whatever, and they're ready to get on their own and start their own housing. And credit is such a huge challenge. They've got their credit's been ruined because of their harm doer, or because of the extreme poverty, and they're not able to get new housing or buy a car to get to childcare and jobs and all those things. And so we see credit being ruined. So we started the Independence Project, which is a no-fee, no-interest credit building microloan for survivors. It's a $100 no-fee, no-interest loan. They pay it back $10 a month, and every month they make their payment, we report it to the 3 credit bureaus.
Oh, that's great.
So, yeah, we
Talk
see
about how people access that.
Yeah, so you can go to our website. You can type in Economic Justice or Independence Project on our website, nnedv.org, and you can make applications. Survivors apply on their own. They have to have worked with the domestic violence advocate at least 3 times, just so we know folks are victims of domestic violence. That's why we tell our funders who the funds are going to. If you want to donate so we can continue to support the Independence Project, it just takes $10 to back a loan. So we'd love to have folks come in and back a loan for us and help a survivor rebuild credit.
And Kim's out there fighting the fight in Washington, talking to Congress, talking to the White House, really lobbying for all of us on this issue. And everybody out there can also check out this curriculum, which I think all women should check out. So tell us how to get that in the microloans.
So you can also get the curriculum on our website, but you can also go to the Allstate Foundation. You look up domestic violence, relationship abuse on the Allstate website, and you can get the curriculum there. It's very accessible, which is lovely. It's available in multiple languages. You can do a self-guided piece of that and go through it yourself. So it's super accessible. And again, just the fact that we have companies willing to really speak out about this is truly remarkable.
Well, Kim Pentico, thank you so much. The Senior Director of Economic Justice for the National Network to End Domestic Violence. Thank you. We appreciate all the amazing work that you're doing.
What a treat.
And when we come back, we have Ask Ye. 800-292-5150 is the number. I'm here, and the award-winning advice giver, Mano, is here as well. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts.
So you should know.
This is Ask Ye.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano is here. And we are doing Ask Ye. So my award-winning co-host, Mano.
Listen, I give the greatest advice.
All right. Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Lasia.
What is your question for Ask Ye?
I've been in a relationship with a man for almost 6 years. He is an amazing guy. He is my best friend. However, lately he has been consuming alcohol on a regular. And he's becoming an aggressive drunk. So it's starting to disturb my peace in our relationship. I don't know whether I should stay and kind of help him get help or in the relationship. Really quick backstory. In 2020, I got COVID and I was temporarily paralyzed from the waist down.
Oh my gosh, lady.
So he was there for me. So I kind of feel like I owe him.
Owing somebody in a relationship is different than wanting to be there and loving someone. So you never owe somebody for a decision that they made. He decided to do that. I get it. Because I think a lot of times we feel like, well, this person did this for me, so I owe them. People do things for you because they want to, right? And you've done things for him too because you want to. So if you want to help him, that's one thing, but you don't owe him.
Right.
You know?
And I want to help him because this is someone I've imagined being my husband.
Right. You should help him.
However, he doesn't want the help yet.
The thing about addiction, it becomes, when it's so bad, it becomes a disease.
Yeah, it is a disease. So let me give you some things that I think you should do. First of all, make sure that you know as much information as possible so that you can know how to help him, right? You can see whatever certain symptoms, treatment options, so you can help offer those options when he's ready for them. So that you also can be empathetic to what it is that he's going through. When you're educated about it, it will help you have more of an understanding of why he's doing the things that he does. Make sure that you can have an open line of communication with him where it's not an argument, you're not angry, but it's at a time when he's not drinking, when you guys are calm, you know, and having a good night and just trying to have that conversation and encourage him to get help. And sometimes people don't accept help from the people closest to them. And that's really, really hard for them. So that might mean counseling. You know, they have group meetings that people can go to. He might not even think that he's got an issue, but maybe
That's the problem. He doesn't think it's an issue because he drinks to the point where he blacks out. So he doesn't even know what happened the night before. So that's how bad it is.
Has he put his hands on you?
He has once before, just recently.
That's an issue.
So that's why we're now separated. We haven't spoken in about 2 weeks. But when he gets drunk, he shows up at my house.
Listen, putting his hands on you, I don't see this going in a great direction. I'm glad that you left. When he comes to your house, don't let him in. Make sure you're very specific with him with the issues that you have. And you should really tell him if he's not going to get the help that he needs to get, you can't be there, because at the end of the day, you're not helping him by staying with somebody who's doing these things and he's not getting any better. And so you doing that is actually enabling him. And I know it's hard to look at it that way, but you know, still being in communication, making him feel like he has a chance. He's got to get the help he needs for himself. He's not good for you if he's not good for himself. And let me tell you something. You can never put yourself below someone if you're not at your best, if you're not safe. Okay. Because to me, the fact that he put his hands on you once recently, you're not safe. And you don't feel safe, and that's not something that you can just forgive. So I'm concerned about you. I'm glad you got out. Do not let him in the house when he does that. Give him the information that he needs to get better. That's the most you can do for him. Now it's up to him. You don't owe him, you know, to risk your life, because that's what it is. When somebody can do something like that to you, you don't owe him that. But what you can say you feel like I want to do for him is give him the resources, point him in that direction. Now it's on him. If you're willing to give him another chance after that, and you feel like the disease is the reason why, whatever, he needs to show how serious he is, because that's serious. And I would not trust it, okay? You got to give it time, give it space, but take care of you. Give him those resources. Let him know I care enough to let you know you need to do this for yourself. If you're not doing this for yourself, please don't contact me.
Okay.
This is the greatest advice I've ever heard you give out. You were flowing.
Well, Laisha, honestly, because I feel like I want to give you a hug right now, because I get it. You feel like you owe him.
Right.
He's doing things that's harmful to him. It's harmful to the relationship. He put his hands on you. And I don't want to ever belittle something like that. And I don't want you to feel like, well, I can't just leave him at this time. No, like, he's
and the thing is, he didn't remember.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. The fact that he doesn't remember is crazy, because he doesn't even remember. So he's like a totally different person.
Yeah.
And
that's a real issue.
That's when you know that's really bad.
Right. Because what if he would have did something worse?
Right.
We wouldn't even be speaking right now. And so I'm just concerned about that for you.
Okay.
All right. So let's take this seriously, and let's hope he does too.
Absolutely.
All right, Laisha, please.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, well, that was Ask Yee. And in case you couldn't get through or you have a question, 800-292-5150 is the number. And when we come back, of course, you guys have the last word. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Pick up the phone.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and New Mano is here.
Mano,
thank you so much for holding it down for me today. You know, I got stuck outside.
Gang,
I had to run to the bank. I got stuck in so much traffic coming 10 blocks. And you really did hold it
Hey,
down.
listen, it's what we do, right?
Yes.
It's the Way Up gang.
I appreciate you
Yeah.
so much. And it is a Wealth Wednesday, so we want to thank Kim Pentico for coming by. She is the Senior Director of Economic Justice for the National Network to End Domestic Violence. It is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And since it is a Wealth Wednesday, shout out to my guy, Jay White from Wealth Wednesday. Well, Jay White has the federal code, but he also does the after party on Wealth Wednesdays. He has an interview with Tabitha Brown that's out right now. So I want to make sure you guys check that out. It's on my YouTube page for you to be able to see that full interview in its entirety. So shout out to Jay White. He does this every Wednesday, the Wealth Wednesdays after party. And Mano,
Yeah.
I feel like you need some type of honor. Like we need to honor
Yeah,
you.
it's happening, right? So I got to look into what we got going on because I'm supposed to be getting honored very, very, very soon.
And I'll be there.
Yes.
I'm going to be front row.
Yes.
Okay? I'm going to be like, can I present this honor? But you guys, of course, have the last word. 800-292-5150. It's Way Up.
Hi, this is Angela, also known as Cookie. I'm shining the light on my beautiful son. My baby is 18 and he goes to Norfolk State. He is always checking up on me, even though he's around the corner and living his own life now. He goes above and beyond. Last week, I called him at the last minute and I said, hey, I need you to go take your brother to go take his pictures. He didn't give me any lip. He was like, okay, I'll be there in 15. So I'm definitely shining the light on him. He's my heart. I love you, Marty.
I was proposed on the toilet because my boyfriend asked my 12-year-old daughter permission to marry me, and she said, no, it is too soon. So he proposed to me on the bathroom.
Yo, I want to shine a light on super producer Dan. Dan, you the man. Good luck with your engagement, man. I hear you're engaged. All right. Good luck with your engagement, brother. All the best. God bless you.
I want to shine a light on my beautiful wife, Nikki Beckett. Tell her happy birthday, October the 7th, coming this Saturday. I have to tell my wife I love her, and she's the beautiful woman that I ever seen. Thank you, Nikki Beckett. I love you, baby.
Going way up, turn up with Angela Yee.